are watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent. Hi, I'm Danny Bonnet.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony.
Good. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Let's give a big shout out to Tony Walker.
Tony Walker, who's a friend of mine.
Tony Walker!
Tony Walker! Tony Walker, everybody. Stand up, Tony. Where are you? Tony Walker! Thank you so much, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Walker. Our favorite. We love you.
Knockem Dead Comedy Show.
my career, I've met a lot of different people. This one right here used to headline Chuckles and Eastside and all these clubs. If you remember Claudia Sherman, Google her, she used to come out with a wedding dress and talk about how her wedding went all awry and this and that. She is here, when a comedian comes to see another comedian, that is the biggest honor a comedian can get. And I'm honored that you're here tonight. I love Claudia. Claudia Sherman, back in the day, was a great stand-up comic. We used to do all the clubs around the tri-state area. Yeah. Long Island, New Jersey, Connecticut, all the clubs. Governors in Levittown. It's going to be a phenomenal night at Governors in Levittown.
Hi, I'm Claudia. I'm with the Down House.
It's called the Down House, and she's doing a show in the Giggle Room. When are you doing that? October 5th. Governors in Levittown. Go to govs.com for your tickets.
With the Down House.
A lot of great comedians, a lot of laughter, good food. Governors in Levittown, get your tickets now. Govs.com.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. It is Thursday. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Whoops, I'm hitting the wrong buttons.
Nobody heard you say anything.
Yeah, right. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. Thanks for joining us here on the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. We are coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, a Facebook page, a YouTube channel. Whatever page you're on, please subscribe and follow and do all that social media stuff. Share the links all over the place. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. And if you're watching on Facebook, we appreciate it. If you want to stay there, great. However, if you'd like to join in the conversation today, you want to hear your name, you want to hear your comments being read, you want to just join with us and take part, please do so on the YouTube feed because that is where we're monitoring the comments. So shoot on over. Once again, we're coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. And speaking of legends, Joe DeJesu is here, ladies and gentlemen. Joe DeJesu, alumni of this room. Alumni. In fact, we just played his song "Cry," that he didn't even recognize when we first started playing it. But that
you're supposed to tell him that.
But that was the theme song when Joe had a show in here. And I've said it before many times on this show. We're taking credit for how you've blossomed and popped.
So
since.
if I'm the class of 2019, this is your pitch to me to donate some money back, right?
Right.
All right.
The special reunion show. Ken Pichelle is watching, sitting here waiting for the show.
That's where I met Ken from here. I met so many friends and
there really is. It's. We were talking before we went on the air about trying to make this work, trying to get exposure, the whole works. So, I mean, we haven't, exploded or anything, but we do have a loyal family of people that stick around and support all the shows.
And that's how it starts.
It really, yeah, and they're wonderful. So, Ken Pichelle, thanks for watching, pal. John Rusiello says good morning. And then Ann Rothney. Good morning, Tony. Hello to all. Welcome, Joe. Ann is Ann is watching. Where did you say you're from? California? Yeah, she said she's been watching for a few months, but just yesterday made herself known to us.
There you go.
So so we appreciate
spreading across
Ann.
the country.
That's right. And speaking of spreading,
oh boy, I don't know. This can't go anywhere good.
No, I'm being nice. It's Thursday. Frank will not be with us today. His fiancee Tammy has tested positive for COVID, so Frank got scared and said he was going to stay home.
So I'm in the Frank chair. This is where Frank sits, right?
You are pretty much in the Frank chair.
Right. I told him to come anyway. I had it last month, so I'm good.
And
you can't get it.
I am a superhero. I have never tested positive for COVID. I probably had it. I mean, I've never had like the major symptoms. I was never like down and out, but I've had colds, and it probably would. My guess that anything now is testing positive. So
You never tested positive?
I've never tested positive.
Have you ever taken a test? Whatever.
That's great. Yes, Bakersfield, California is where Ann's from.
I can read comments better like that if I do that.
Okay. Friend doors watching, give it up for the people that dedicate the hours between 11 and 12:30 just to make a guy named Tony Walker laugh. Yeah, absolutely right.
So I'm happy that I get this because I'm usually over here and I can't see what's going on Tony's, but now I can see.
You're seeing all the magic.
It's like being at the car dealership and getting the look at when they do that thing where they're like, look, see, I can't. Turn it over to you. Like, look, this is the number. This is the best that I could do. As soon as they do that, I'm like, you're a liar. I leave.
So yes, I agree. I'm the same way. So yeah, this is where it all happens. So this is where I can set up so I can like move stuff. But but this is what they see. So I can do all sorts of stuff here.
That's fancy.
I can.
You got some really high quality stuff here over at Governor's.
Oh sure, see, I can do that.
You didn't have this when I was here. I'm just saying.
No, I think we
did.
I think we did. Sally just didn't know what she was doing. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Sally
totally
ran
joking.
this operation though.
She was. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, this was its own room where she was, and she was. I always looked over there. She was always pushing knob, making things sound good.
That's wow! It has been that long since you. That
was before the pandemic.
This is our okay. So when you did your show, we had already done one facelift on this room,
right?
And then during COVID, we had we put this together. Yeah,
This is great.
this really they did a nice job. This is a really nice setup the way it is now.
And you got some cool things coming up. You were saying before. So.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't even really talked about it much because I don't even know if it's for Govs, but we're recording something this afternoon with Marty Lyons. He'll actually be in here, and it's not going to be live or anything. We're recording it. I don't even know where it's going. I'll find out when he's here what exactly is.
I was watching Sandler and Rogan talk about governors too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sandler and Rogan, he had somebody else on too where they talked about governors. I forget who it was now.
Yeah, this place is
Kevin
historic.
James. Oh, well, Eddie Murphy started here.
Well, I mean, how many people started here, right? There's a comedy on Long Island.
Jackie the Joke Man.
Yeah.
Who was on your show?
That's right. We jammed, Jackie.
Yeah, and which I'm going to venture to say you're probably one of the few people that has performed with him musically.
Really?
Well, yeah,
right, because
he hasn't performed music, I think, since the early '80s.
Wow.
Yeah. That was that was really cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, every comedian wants to be a musician. Every musician wants to be a comedian.
It's
right?
true. Well, as you discovered with Ricky Bird.
Oh, let's not go there, please.
I bumped into him.
Did you? I mean, he's a nice guy.
Oh, a very nice guy.
Yeah,
I went
his
to.
wife's great. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Back in I think it was December. Some guys from The Sopranos. They're going around, doing like a tour all the time. They do like Q&As. They tell stories. It's Michael Imperioli, who played Christopher, Vincent Pastore, who played Big Pussy, and Steve Sharippa, who played Botchgaloop.
Wow. They're doing some sort of like.
Yeah, they go around. They tell stories. They take questions. They've been doing this for a few years now. And Joey Cola, who's a great comedian, who's in here all the time, my friend, he actually hosts it. So he goes around with them.
Okay.
So it was back, I think, in December at the Paramount, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just looking around. The show didn't start, and I'm looking around. I look across, and I see this guy looking at me. And he, he's white hair. It's kind of like, like Rod Stewartish. I'm like, oh, shit, that's Ricky Bird.
Okay.
So I go up to him. I go, hey, Ricky. And he said, he goes, I know you.
Right.
So I told him, and he goes, oh, yeah, okay, great. We talked for 2 minutes. He's sitting there by himself. There was an empty chair. As we're talking, the guy he's with comes walking over to sit. It's freaking Liberty DeVito.
Oh, yeah, because they play together. That's right. I forgot about that. That's right.
So, and, I know Lib well, so that was a pleasant surprise. And then I had the pleasure of introducing him after the show. We were all backstage. I had the pleasure of introducing Liberty DeVito to Joey Cola.
Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of, I thought it was a cool moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when Lib came over, he recognized you, right?
Oh, yeah, Lib and I know each other well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to see him quite often, actually. We were kind of tight for a while, but not so much these days. But yeah, it's good to see him. He's a funny guy. And
yeah, he is.
Talk about talented.
Funny. Yeah, funny. Wrote some of the best drum parts of all time. Right?
Absolutely. Which you are very privy to these days. Let's get right into this, Joe DeJesu. Boom.
What are we getting into? What's this?
I am showing pictures from, what is it, a month ago? The big show with the big appearance.
Yeah, how crazy. That was something.
Tell us the whole thing. Tell it from beginning to end. How did this happen? Where it was? How'd you feel? The whole works.
So this was a gig in Huntington at a country club, and we were just getting ready backstage, and all of a sudden, we walked in. I mean, it was really like just
really
completely least. Nobody. I had no idea. I don't think anybody else knew.
So all right. So it was a private gig, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right. So and you guys were just. You had no idea he just walked in?
Just walked into the green
Mike
room.
didn't know either?
Mike didn't know either.
Really?
Yeah. And obviously, everybody's just kind of froze for a second.
Yeah.
And Mike was like, hey, super excited, and as we all were. But I mean, I don't know. It kind of like this. I was just like, what? Because I guess something like that, you almost expect it to happen at a time where you think it's going to happen. Like you never just. Like I think I was putting my shirt on, getting ready to go out to the stage.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, just turning around and just, I don't know. It was just crazy. It was just totally crazy.
Yeah, I would think with playing with somebody like Mike that there would be advance notice or even like a month's notice. Say you're going to play this gig in October and Billy's going to come out. Like
I guess yes, and I mean also playing with Mike, you also think that this is up. I mean he showed up at the Paramount before.
Right, I was there for that.
Okay, I was not. So I don't know if that was a planned thing or I
that was a planned thing because I'm not gonna. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but I was contacted by a friend who said, probably about 3 or 4 days prior, "Hey, you going to Mike?" And back at that time, that's when I was going to see Mike play. You know,
pretty regularly,
every day.
Right.
It felt like. So a friend of mine called, "So you going?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going to that one." Good, because that's the one to be at. And so I knew exactly what
you
they
know
were
what
talking
that
about.
what that meant. Okay.
And it was actually pretty cool because you're at the Paramount, and when you're at the Paramount, there's like VIP sections, you know, on each side. So I'm watching Mike, and Billy was up to my left, up on the VIP, and I'm watching him, and he was, until he went out, they probably played for maybe 45 minutes to an hour before Billy came down and joined them. But while he was up there watching, almost the whole show, he's sitting there playing air piano to his songs.
Wow.
It was really cool watching him do that. Yeah.
I have to say, he's just the coolest dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is, because we hung out maybe for a half hour before the show started.
Right.
The residency had just ended.
Right.
And
just a few days prior.
Yeah. So we were like, "Oh, you're looking to join a new band now? Like, you lost your old job? What?" So just congratulating him on that, and just talking about the future and all that. And he just like a regular I said to him, how much his music. I never really got a chance to talk to him one-on-one. I just said how much your music meant to me growing up. It was my first show. I know all his stuff, and my kids know all your stuff. I taught my kids music through your music, and
right.
And he just looks at me. He's like, "Man, you need to get out more." So he's just very down to earth, very jokey. And then when we're talking about what songs you want to get up and do, Mike's like, "Oh, what do you want to do?" It's never his own stuff. He never wants to do his own songs, and he doesn't. He's not like, "Oh, I need this. I have to have this. I have to." You'd think that somebody at that level would be a prima donna to a certain degree.
Right.
Okay, I need a certain microphone, or I want it to be. He just gets up and just plays whatever, and it doesn't really. It just jams.
So when he came back? So was it initially like? Is he a member of the club? Was it coincidental? Was he coming to see Mike?
It was an event. It wasn't just for club members. It was a it was a charity event. So there were a few famous people that were there just because it was a big charity event.
Okay.
And so he was there, and as part of that,
right,
or somebody's guest as part of that.
But did he? Like, did Mike have to ask him to join in, or did he say, "Hey, if you want, I'll come up"?
Well, no. When we were backstage, Mike's like, "You want to get up and do a couple of songs?" He's like, "Yeah, sure."
Oh, nice.
So we were throwing out ideas of songs to do, and from my understanding, he loves the Stones a lot. So he was like, "How about some Stones?" And so we threw out a couple of Stone songs. We wound up doing "Honky Tonk Woman."
Oh, okay. That's what he did at the Paramount that time.
Okay.
He did that too, yeah.
And we had just left it at that, and then he said, "Well, how about?" I think maybe Mike had mentioned, with a little help from my friends,
That's the Joe Cocker version.
Yeah.
That's what he did at the Paramount too.
Well, he goes,
I
don't know. That's up there right now. I'm not warmed up. I don't know if So I well, how about the Ringo version? And then just looked at me. I don't even know if he acknowledged it. I said, it's like the Ringo version. That doesn't even exist. But then when he was up there and we did Honky Tonk, then of course the crowd was cheering, and Mike's like, "Stay up, do another one," and so we went right into the Cocker version.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And then his mic went out. I mean, of all the times for a mic failure, but it happens. It's equipment failure. There's Wi-Fi. We were in a place that didn't have good Wi-Fi, so his mic went out.
Myself.
So Jeff, who is Mike's assistant, who roadie, does kind of all the behind the scenes stuff, takes Mike's mic, gives that to Billy. So now Mike was without a microphone, and that's why he came over to my microphone.
Oh, okay,
and then
yeah.
it created that moment, which is probably maybe my favorite picture that I have that doesn't involve my family. This moment right here with Mike, my best friend, my mentor, but whatever, sharing a mic, singing backup for Billy. I mean, how fucking cool is it? Sorry for my language.
Oh my God.
That's. I look at it now and I'm like, oh my God, how does life get any better than that?
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely right. That is something. And then, then of course I stole this one.
That was after I told him how much his music meant to me, and he told me I need to get a life.
But is it?
He was joking, obviously. But.
Was it awkward to ask him for a selfie? Were you worried that he was going to get mad?
I've been around Billy in a couple of different scenarios, and it was never on the scenario of like we're both musicians and we're both, obviously not equals, but I've always been in like a fan position.
Yeah.
So I never want to bother. I've seen him in restaurants. I've never wanted to go up to him and say, "Excuse me, Mr. whatever."
Right.
But in this scenario, we were all just kind of sitting around. There's a bit of a lull in the conversation. Mike had to do a meet and greet somewhere, and it was just me and a couple of band members and Billy just right to my left, kind of like, "All right, well, let me tell him now. I'll tell him
Right.
now. You know, just I'm so appreciative of everything, and you know, he's heard it a million times, so I wasn't gonna beat it to death. I wanted to, oh, my favorite song of yours is "She's Right on Time." Tell me about, like, it could have been something like that,
right?
Where I get into like to let him know how big of a fan I've been my whole life.
Yeah.
That I'm not just like the Uptown Girl, we just the fire guy. I'm like, I legitimately mean what I'm saying right now. I appreciate your work. But it was a nice 5 minutes, and I said, I never really do this, but do you mind if I just grab a picture? And then of course he's like, yeah, and he's smiling. And I noticed in a lot of his pictures with people he doesn't smile. So I'm like, all right, that's a good sign.
I thought the same thing.
So right after I snapped that, I'm like, all right, I got to go text about 400 people, my closest family and friends. Look who I'm backing up tonight.
Yep, absolutely right. That's great.
And then luckily there were some people in the crowd that got some good video, so I have that. I haven't really shared any of it yet. I don't do that unless I check. But
I remember seeing I remember seeing the video of Mike introducing him and him coming up on stage, and then you see maybe 3 seconds of because Honky Tonk Woman was the first song you played.
Yeah.
So it goes into that, and then the video stops. But actually, I was looking this morning so I can play it here, and I can't find it now. So I don't know if it was pulled.
I don't
know.
Really
It's
know.
weird.
I mean, something like that, I would check with people before I posted anything, and I haven't checked with anybody. But maybe eventually we'll be able to, because the Paramount stuff was all posted.
Oh, yeah.
These days, like everything is on. I'm sure it will be fine, but I just haven't done it yet. So there's that moment was me and Mike singing back up on With a Little Help. We're doing the what do you see when you turn out the lights or what
Right. Did he do the big scream towards the end there?
Which part?
Do you need anybody?
Oh yeah, he did.
He did it.
He
Wow.
did. Yes, he did.
Wow, I figured he'd look at Mike, like take care of that for me there, pal.
I think I was going like this to Billy, so the crowd can just get really into it. Like, it was the whole thing lasted probably 8 minutes, but it felt like a minute and a half. But it also felt like an hour and a half. You lose all sense of time while that's going on.
When he was done, so he's done. He's gonna get off the stage. Did you get a hug in or anything? Or?
Well, Mike did because the stage exit was the other way.
Okay.
So I'm on stage left.
Yeah.
So it was the stairs were stage right, and I always get that confused. But I mean, I'm literally right over his shoulder behind him, and I'm watching him play. So I'm like trying to see what he's. I'm not a piano player really, but I'm just curious to see how he was. I'm just to have that up close of a view of Billy playing. I was playing with him at the same time I was watching as a fan. You know what I mean? So
that's a good idea to have, because again, when are you going to have that vantage point again?
Right,
man?
Exactly.
Wow,
and
that's
the funniest
cool.
part about, and it's not even funny. I just almost the first thing that came to mind was, so Brian Steele, who is sax player, percussion, great. He's just great musician, great guy. He has been playing with Mike for the last probably 2 years consistently.
Okay.
As part of the core, I don't want to say Big Shot because it's not Big Shot anymore, but as part of, but he also plays with the Cans band, which we're playing tonight, by the way. Quick plug for that at 89 North in Patchogue. That's tonight.
Yeah.
So he plays in that band too. It's the same type of role. Hasn't missed a gig there. We've traveled. We've done 2 years. The guy's been playing with us. Has not missed a gig.
Yeah.
He was on vacation the first time for that gig.
Oh.
And we had Cliff Lyons sit in on sax.
Cliff Lyons plays a mean
he's
sax.
He's a killer sax player.
Yes, he is.
He's a great guy also.
Yep.
But man, did that suck for Brian. I'm sorry, Brian. Ugh. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, God, this poor guy decides to take a vacation at the worst time, and he misses this gig.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Well, did you say to Billy, hey, look, can you come back?
He's going to have to now.
Right. Can you imagine? Billy, not tonight. Come back next week, all right?
Poor Ryan.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I know you went to a few years back. You went to one of his Q&A. Billy's.
No, I didn't.
I've
never gone to any of those. I wanted to. I've never been.
I was looking on Facebook this morning. I could have sworn I saw a picture, a post of yours that said, I got to ask Billy a question.
No.
Oh, that wasn't.
Not me.
All right, sorry about
Never
that.
me. I
don't know
wish.
who that was then. Because I've been to a few, and I actually did that wow, what year is this? 2015 maybe. He was doing one, and Sally and I were supposed to go, but her father had passed away 2 days prior.
Okay.
She had to go down to North Carolina where he lived. So I didn't go with her. I forget why. I think I was working or something. But so I didn't go with her. Plus, they weren't having the wake or anything. She was just going down to make those arrangements, be with family. So I didn't go. But we were supposed to see Billy do one of these Q&A things. So I went. I still went. So what I did, I was sitting right in the front row with Gil Martin. The two of us were there together, and we were sitting there together. And so I pulled the phone out, and I felt bad because I like to ask. I've been fortunate. Almost every time I've seen him, I've had the chance to ask him questions. In fact, his official YouTube channel some years back even posted one of my questions to him. Yeah, and I always try to think of a good question that'll get like a long answer, maybe get him to play something.
Right. Something that not everybody else asks him. That I kind of what I was saying before. I would like to. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. This time though, I sucked it up and I did. I pulled out my phone and I explained to him, my girlfriend was supposed to be here. Her father died. Can you just say hello to her? But I hated because again, that's so
right.
That's such a star fucker thing to do.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I just thought it would be nice though for her.
You were doing that for Sally. That's really sweet.
And he did it, and it went well. And he even started making jokes. He said, he's asking me to make this video, but then he points off, beyond the camera point of view. He's like, but I don't know why he's sitting next to that hot blonde. And the crowd just starts cracking up. And then I had the mic. I turned and I go, thanks for nothing. Yep. And the place is, I had people ask me later on, you were a plant. I said, no, I'm not a plant. That was real. But, I had the chance, I spent some time in his motorcycle shop with him. Yeah, the nicest guy. Down to earth. Just a regular dude.
You hear stories both ways, but, we're on Long Island. It's Billy Joel country, right? So if you get him on a day that he just wants to, think about being Billy Joel on Long Island,
Yep.
Most stories that I hear about him, and really the people who I know, Mike and all, who work for him, say what a great guy he is.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing. So now he's played. You've actually played with the man. You hung out with him backstage. So if you were walking through Home Depot and all of a sudden there's Billy Joel, would he be like, oh, the guy from Mike's band?
Like, oh, Joe, what's going on? What are you doing? I'm going to Governor's. Come on, come with me. We're gonna go on Tony's show right now. Yeah, sure. No, he would probably have no idea who I am.
Yeah, you don't think so?
I don't think so. He definitely wouldn't know my name. I know that, but he might recognize me as being part of Mike's band. Because he probably sees Mike's band a lot. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to.
One funny thing when we saw him at the Paramount with Mike. So he's at the piano. They played they started with Honky Tonk Woman. And they're going into, I think either the song was just ending or they were just starting Little Help from My Friends. And Mike had a water bottle at the piano all night. So Billy reaches.
Oh, yeah.
You know where I'm going with this?
Where you're going with this.
He reaches for it. He starts. Yep. Mike comes running. No. And Billy, whoa. And he right into the mic. He goes, this isn't water.
That's a special water.
But sure enough, Billy took another swig. Yep. I was cracking up.
Hopefully
I thought that was hilarious.
He wasn't like on the wagon at that or off the wagon, whatever it is. Hopefully it didn't
He was for a couple of swigs anyway.
I know he's had his, I guess.
I thought that was hilarious.
Ride with alcohol, right? So.
Let's see. Reading some comments here. Paula Marie. Good morning, Paula. She says, good morning. Missed you all. Oh, you mean last week? Yeah, well, I was in England. Thank you. I missed you guys, too. Carol says, 6 degrees of Billy Joel. Tony opens for Billy, and Joe plays along with Billy. Yeah.
Well, the cool thing is that Billy's schedule, my schedule depends on Billy's schedule in a way. So if I want to book a gig for whatever I'm doing as far as a solo gig or, I play with Mike's daughter a lot.
Right.
My own things, just
I'm getting to. It's on my list.
So any of those things, I have to look at because I don't want to book something where Mike might book something. So I know Mike won't book something if Billy has something booked. So I try to book things on dates that Billy has gigs booked. So in a way, that makes us best friends.
Of course.
I mean,
goes without saying. That, and in all seriousness, that must be a pain in the ass, quite frankly. Like. To keep track.
It's a good problem to have.
Well, okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I don't complain about it. No doubt about that.
But I've been down that road. You're booked and something needs to be changed, or you forgot you double booked yourself, and I mean, really, that's got to be a lot to keep track of.
Everything that I book, I make sure to tell them that if something comes up, mic-wise, I can't do it. I'll have to reschedule.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's my little out clause with each gig.
But I guess with his daughter, do you feel like, well, all right, she's asking me for that date. Her father must have said no problem.
It's happened.
Yeah.
It's actually happened already. We've booked dates that were maybe like 3 or 4 weeks in advance, and I take it because I've said, well, your dad probably would have booked something at this point. It's only 3 weeks away.
Right.
And then something comes up and Mike booked something, and then
oh wow.
But it actually worked out. I was able to do both gigs on the same day.
Oh wow.
They were close enough. One was in the afternoon, one was at night. But
Okay.
Scheduling things happen. There's nothing you can do about it.
No, you're right.
As long as
Definitely
you're
a good
upfront, as much as possible when you book the things, and that's just kind of what I tell everybody when I book now.
Yeah. From the Billy Joel's new hit song, "Underneath My Bike That Day, I Wish Tony Kissed Me."
What?
He's making fun of me when I hung out with Billy in the motorcycle shop. I spent I would say a good at least 30 minutes with the guy.
Really?
But the only thing he didn't want to talk about music. I mean, I tried a couple times to work, and you saw it all over his face.
Yeah.
So we would go back to bikes, but the story is.
Do you know anything about bikes?
I know nothing about bikes.
I remember you telling me this. I remember you having to fake like stuff.
Yes.
And you let this go on for 30 minutes. You were able to pull that off.
Yes.
Wow, you should be a lawyer.
Well, right. Well, I didn't. I only faked my way through it once. So it started with he came walking over. And all I said to him, and it was the truth, I said, Billy, there's not a lot of Harleys in here. I said, I thought you were a Harley guy. And he immediately said, well, he goes, Harleys? He goes, I do love Harleys. He goes, but honestly, they're not the best made bikes. And then from there, if you check out this bike, and I think
so you let him do his own.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, because he was he was like, you would think he was doing a college lecture on motorcycles.
Okay.
He just wouldn't stop. And I was asking questions. Oh, what about that? Oh, what does this mean? Oh, wait, can you repeat that? And I was genuinely interested. I know nothing about bikes, but I do like them. I don't ride, but I do like looking at them.
But you were able to hold up your end of the conversation for
Yes.
that long. So he would have to know who you are if he saw you at Home Depot. He'd be like, "You're the guy who knows shit about bikes."
Well, it's funny you say that. So, So the only thing I know about bikes is one thing my friend told me years ago is that on Harleys, the muffler. So you're sitting on the bike, the muffler is right there, right in front of you, and it needs to be air cooled. Otherwise, it'll overheat. Like if you're sitting in traffic, it's going to overheat. So
that's not a good spot to overheat.
Exactly. Well, it depends on how you mean overheat, but. Yeah, you can definitely be in trouble. So that's why, unfortunately, when those guys ride, in between the lanes and stuff, they're just trying to get the breeze.
Oh, I hate those guys.
I hate those guys
too. I don't hate them anymore now. If that's
but that's
they're
the thing.
doing
But
it.
if you notice, most of the time they're not Harley guys.
Then I hate them.
Yeah.
But if they're Harley guys, then I'm going to let them go.
Exactly.
Right.
But I had no idea. Like it was definitely one of these times in the conversation where I had no idea what he was saying to me.
Okay.
And I'm just.
You're just nodding along, being like, I'm talking to Billy Joel right now.
Yes.
I don't know what you're saying. You could be. I hope.
But that was the thing. So he's, he kind of finished his sentence. I had no idea if it pertained to anything he was saying. I just took the risk, and I said, well, the Harley, the mufflers, right there in the middle. You got to keep moving because they got to be air cooled. And I'm telling you,
you pulled that out.
I pulled
from
it out
like 10 years
oh,
ago.
yeah.
So
Why I remembered that, I had
Wow.
no idea. So I just pulled that out, and he turned and looked at me. In that split second before he started to talk, I thought to myself, I just blew this, and he's going to tell me he's going to walk away. Instead, but it was the exact opposite. He goes, that's an excellent point. And I swear to you, I have no idea what the hell he was even talking about,
Wow,
what I even
divine
said.
Intervention.
Yeah, but then from there, he said, so come here, let me show you this. And that's when he got on the floor, laid underneath a bike, right? And he stops, he looks up, and he goes like that, and he goes, come here. So I'm laying on the floor with Billy Joel. So that's what he's talking about. And he's pointing at parts, and he's talking. Joe, all I'm thinking the whole time is, I'm freaking laying on the floor with Billy Joel. That's all that was going through my head.
Yeah. You should lead with that. So I was laying on the floor with Billy Joel.
Yeah. And then, like I said, a few times I tried to mention music. He wanted no part of it. But I've talked about it a million times on here. We had the same music teacher growing up in Hicksville High School. So I did mention him, and he did kind of light up a little bit. We talked about him for a few minutes.
Imagine if you were like, so the beginning or the end of Moving Out, that's not actually a bike. That's a...
Right.
I don't know if you knew this, Billy, but it's not a motorcycle.
And that's when he would have just turned around and walked away.
That's when
and
he
they
would have
would've
run you over with one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, lay down again, Tony.
Yeah, right. So So I had that conversation with him that day. We had a great talk. And by coincidence, Sally was with us, and Sally had a shirt. Her shirt said "Bottle of Red, Bottle of White."
Oh,
total coincidence. We weren't even planning on going to Oyster Bay that day, and we went up there to go to Tabby's, which is a great restaurant right down the block from his motorcycle shop. It's one of my favorite places to eat. We were just going there for lunch. We were going home. As we were walking out of the restaurant from lunch, he went by on his motorcycle. So that's when
you
we
knew
got to
he was
walk
good.
over there.
Okay.
So that's we weren't even going over there. So the whole thing was unplanned. She's happy to be wearing that shirt. So as we were leaving, I stopped. I said, "Did you see the shirt?" And he looks. He goes, "Oh," because I've never seen that before. I go, "But you've seen the royalty checks," and and that's pretty much what he did.
Pretty good.
That's
good.
It wasn't like a big belly laugh, but it wasn't like a fake.
Yeah, right.
Like
you gotta.
And
that's tough to do. That's tough to do to get a celebrity to laugh.
Exactly.
Especially, a comedian. I've had. Yeah.
And like you said, in the picture with you, it looks like a genuine smile.
Yeah.
There's plenty of pictures floating out there, even professional pictures where he's just
right.
I
wasn't going to be the guy to put the arm around,
Right.
I kept a little bit of distance.
Can you imagine Billy Joel going like this?
Right. Stick a cigarette in his mouth.
So, this Q&A I was talking about where he did this for Sally, it was only a few months later. So I was sitting with Andy Gilmartin, who is the Lords of 52nd Street manager. It was really strange because the whole night, like I said, we were right in the front. And anytime he had, people asked him questions about his history and his music. Anytime he wasn't clear on a particular bit of information, he would look over at Andy and I. And we did. We knew like 99% of this stuff. So we would yell out to him. It was 1974, whatever it was.
Okay.
And he'd be like, and then he'd continue. So at one point I said to Andy, what is going on here? He goes, I've met him a couple times as the Lord's manager, so he probably knows me. He goes, but I guarantee, he goes, that thing with you with the motorcycles, he was just a few months ago. He goes, two things. He goes, one, you didn't ask him for a picture.
Oh, okay.
He goes, I guarantee that meant the world to him.
Wow.
He goes, and then he claimed, I don't know if it's true, but he claimed that the Billy Joel Facebook page that we've talked about a million times on here, Billy Joel completely retold the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Supposedly, according to Andy, he's on that page under a different name, and he likes to check out what people are saying.
Really?
That's what Andy told me. So he goes, and you're very active on that page. He goes, my guess is between the two of us, he feels comfortable looking at us, and it was this whole show.
Wow.
He
feels comfortable with the Lord's manager.
Yeah.
To me, that seems interesting. That's an interesting piece of information because I don't know how they feel about all that.
I know things have been, up and down in that world with those guys and him. So, it was kind of cool.
That's very cool. That's
Yeah.
very cool. So he would definitely recognize you.
So, so next time I go to Home Depot, I'll...
Well, I'll let you know when he's going. I'll try to get the inside scoop of when he's going to be at Home Depot next.
All right, well, let me now... Take me back. How did all this happen as far as... Well, like I said, I know you got your start in here. So, how did it begin? How did it happen with Mike? How did you get involved with him?
From poker, actually.
I'm sorry, from what?
From a poker game.
A poker game?
Yeah, we played the same poker game. Yeah. So.
What is that with Dennis?
No, I've never played poker with Dennis.
Oh, okay.
And I never will.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm just kidding. No, I love Dennis.
No, he'll cheat.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure of that. Yeah.
He's probably watching right now.
He does watch sometimes. Dennis Farrell.
Yeah. You get two from me.
All right, I'll give both. He and actually he's good friends with Anthony Cumia, Opie and Anthony. So he does watch sometimes.
Dennis is a good guy. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, very funny guy. So all right, so you're playing a poker game.
Yeah, and it actually turns out that Mike and I have we joke about this all the time. We like the same. We have everything the same in common. Like we both like to play cards. We both obviously music. We both play golf. We both bowl. We both so we just got to. The only thing that we don't have in common is I'm not into cars. I know nothing about motorcycles, cars, any of that stuff. I'm not.
Yeah, he's a big gearhead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He likes cars. So I think one time I was like, I got to get a new car. He's like, oh, why don't you meet me down by whatever? Well, I'll help you pick a car out.
Oh, nice.
So then we just started hanging out. Mm-hmm. And then before you know it, he said, you want to open for me at the Paramount?
Oh, right. I remember that.
Yeah, because he knew he probably saw, because I was doing a lot of shows at the time. I was doing this show, I was doing stuff with the family. I would post videos all the time, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we would talk music all the time too. And I guess he realized that I kind of had some clue as to what I was talking about.
Right.
I did a couple of shows at the Paramount and opened up and became friendly with a lot of his fans and started playing with Nick a little bit, the bass player.
Yep. What is it? 9 Days he's from?
Yeah. So we did a couple of gigs together.
Does he talk?
Nick? he's actually very funny. Very, very funny. Really, really good dude. And then it just kind of went from there. I think one day Mike, I was actually at, Anthony Casamano?
Yeah, who is that? I know that name.
So he's a guitar player too. He's also in Mike's circle.
Okay.
We would send Chinese food to Mike all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So our daughters became friends. I was at his house for a birthday party, and I get a call from Mike. It was about 7 o'clock on a Friday night.
It's 7 o'clock.
It might have been a Saturday night.
Okay.
And we're at this party, and he's like, "What are you doing tonight?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm at Casamano's house." But he's like, "You want to come down to Mulcahy's and sing some backups?"
Oh wow!
Because Mike Orioles was playing guitar that night, and he doesn't sing.
Right.
And the only background singer he had that night was Carmine. So he's like, "You want to?" I'm like,
honey, we got to go.
Okay, all right, I'll be there. And went, and I don't think I sang at all. That whole night.
Really?
I went there, I plugged my guitar, and I had the microphone. I'm like, I don't know what parts I'm supposed to sing. I have no idea. I don't know what parts Carmine's going to cover. I don't even know what songs we're doing. But luckily at that point, I had played with Mike a few times. I probably skipped a little bit, because right during the pandemic, maybe it was August, actually. August of 2020, I was performing the entire Let It Be album for the Beatlefest page.
Oh, okay.
And I told Mike about it. He's like, "Want me to do it with you?" I'm like,
"Oh wow,
are you kidding?"
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
Because that album has so many duets on it of John and Paul. It's like the perfect album for. And now Mike
Two
and
of us. I've got a feeling. One after 909. Yeah.
I mean, so I'm like, and it was like 2 days away. I'm like, "Do you think we don't?" He's like, "I'll come over, whatever, So we came over. We did it. We had never played a note together before, and it was like, oh my god! Wow. I mean, obviously, anything that Mike's gonna make anybody else sound better.
Yeah.
But he's playing the bass on a couple of songs. He's playing piano. We're playing guitar. It was just. It's at my house, and then right after that, we did a porch episode.
Right, I remember that too. Okay.
And then we were in our backyard doing an after show. So at the time, Mike was doing his porch shows every Wednesday and Saturday.
Yeah.
So then after that, I went to Mulcahy's a couple of times, did a little trio thing with him and Carmine, and just kind of a little bit at a time. And before you know it, I'm in 3 bands with him, doing his original stuff. Also, that's the other thing that.
So right. Which again, I'm going to ask about that too. What's the third? So
the artist formerly known as Big Shot, as I call it.
Yeah.
The Cans, 89 North, and then his original project.
Oh, okay, right. But the artist formerly known as Big Shot, that doesn't all originals. That doesn't count because isn't he just Michael Del Judas now?
Yes. And sometimes
I'm not trying to shoot you down.
No. Sometimes the songs will overlap, and sometimes he'll throw in a couple of his original songs with with the artist formerly known as Big Shot. But the all original shows is a different band.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right. I didn't
actually, Carmine plays in that band too. So there's a lot of overlap on all 3 of these bands. But
you actually made me think of something. Didn't you cover the McCartney song "Every Night" somewhere?
Yeah.
I think it was because Mike's been in here. I mean, it's been a long time, but he's been in here twice. And I think it was the last time he was in here. We got to talking about that song.
Okay.
He didn't know it. He never heard of it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to smack him. So I actually, it must not have been the last time he was in here because I remember seeing him again, and I actually gave him a CD of that the McCartney album.
Okay.
Paul McCartney's first solo album.
Right.
And I don't know if he ever. We never spoke about it again. I don't know if he ever listened to it.
It's not really a well-known song.
You're a musician. You like McCartney? No, that song. It wasn't a hit of any kind, but that one.
But do you know every McCartney song?
I
don't.
I actually think I might.
Well, you probably do. I mean, you're a huge mega fan. But I was born in '80, so for me, and I only got into all this stuff when I was maybe like 18 or 19 years old. So I have. 40 years of stuff that I have to listen between all their solo albums. I mean, McCartney never stopped. Like, take a break.
Yeah, that guy's still,
he's
still
a going.
Workhorse, that guy, yeah.
But he probably has 4,000 songs. It's impossible to know them all.
He does. I mean, yeah, I think at this point, I think he has over 50 solo albums. Outside of the Beatles.
I mean, if you include Wings, probably. Probably pretty close to it. Yeah.
It's something like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And you include like the classical pieces that he's written that
all right, those I
weren't
don't know.
released as McCartney. Yeah, but I mean,
right.
How can you know them? It's not
right.
There's no words to sing.
Right.
But
yeah.
you might. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's impossible to know everything. There's.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. So you mentioned Mike and his originals. You guys just did a show recently playing all of his originals.
Yeah, we were in Bayshore, Bolton Center.
Yeah,
Bayshore, Babylon. Yeah, so he's doing that like every couple of months.
So that went well, right?
Yeah, they're going great.
His originals are very good.
They're awesome.
Yeah, his first two solo albums especially, I love them. And then he just put an album out. What was it, maybe a year ago?
Less than that.
It's
probably.
been less than that.
Yeah.
See, my only issue with this album is I can't find a physical copy. So I don't, and I'm a liner notes geek. Yeah. I like to know who played on this, who wrote this. I love that stuff. So I know that you're on the album. That's all I know. So what was your involvement on this?
As far as playing, I played ukulele on Blondie Girl.
Okay. That opens up the album, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So the first thing we hear is you?
The first thing you hear is me.
Nice.
Yes. Just me by myself. That's it.
Joe DeJesu.
Sing backup on My Best Friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in the studio for most of this stuff. So just being, and this was, a lot of it was recorded at Kanata's place.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. I love that. It's such a beautiful studio, man.
Yeah. And a lot of it was during the pandemic too.
Oh,
was
yeah.
Recorded. Yeah. So we were in there with masks, and it was. Yeah. And I threw my back out, and I actually wound up in the hospital. The day I was supposed to record background vocals with him on "Fire Down Below," which is one of my favorite songs of his.
Yeah.
But I couldn't be there because my back was all messed. This was the day after I recorded the ukulele track to Blondie Girl.
What did you do?
I just disc stuff. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
herniated discs, and it was
And this is during the pandemic, so you were in the hospital with all these.
Well, it was like it wasn't like March. Pandemic.
Right. Okay.
It was like August.
Yeah, when
around
things were
that.
starting to calm down. Right. Wow.
Yeah. So my wife actually, Eri, did the album cover. She designed the album cover. So
I
that's
did
my other
hear that. I
connection
forgot.
to- Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. It's a really, really. It's got kind of like hints to all the songs on the. It's almost like a very Beatle-y thing to do.
Yes.
But it's not in an obvious way.
Right,
Like for Fire Down Below, there's like literally some fire at the bottom of the picture.
Or Billy Joel's River of Dreams album cover.
Oh, I don't know. Did he put his
Christy? If you look at the album cover, Christy Brinkley painted that.
I know she painted it, but
it's all like little. Yeah, it all each like little thing represents the songs on there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be cool to get a hard copy of that for that reason too, because if it's but these days again, it's everybody gets all their stuff on. Through social media
which I can't stand. I love a physical.
Right.
I love album covers. I love the art, the photographs, and then reading liner notes.
I think he might be selling some vinyls.
Oh, really? Of that?
Yeah, I don't know if he is or if he did it yet or if he ordered them yet. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'll have to find out. I would love to get me that. All right, let's see. Wow, comments are coming in. Let's see.
Are they really?
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, okay. Ken Pichelle wants to know any new music coming down the pipe. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. I want to say at least 5 years since we've gotten any new music out of you, right?
Like recorded stuff. Yeah.
Stuff they can find on.
If I could find the time to write and record, I would love to. I just don't have the time.
So you don't even have anything laying around.
I have songs that I've written that I haven't recorded.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like finished pieces
or like bits of songs.
Right.
Yeah, but nothing actually finalized with lyrics and everything.
Boy. Yeah, that's bad.
Maybe like 2 or 3 that I probably could go in, but I don't. It costs money, and it doesn't make any money, and that's kind of I'm not in that position right now to go spend
I hear
money
you
to record.
I hear you.
Could do it at home, but it just wouldn't be as good.
Yeah. Well, Joe DeJesu, the demo sessions. Something like that.
That'll fly off the shelves. I'll get a ton of hard copies printed of those.
Kenny Freeberg is watching. Hey, Tone, going to see Billy in Cleveland next month. Oh, very nice. Al Messina's watching. By the way, great.
What's up, Al?
Oh, you know Al?
I do.
Al's been here in here several times.
Really?
He's going to be in here. Al, are you coming tomorrow? I think he's coming in here tomorrow. Great What?
For what?
Al Messina, right? We're talking about the same guy. He's in.
I hope so.
He's in the Genesis band.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
You know he's a lawyer too?
You know what? He did tell me that. Oh, is that how you know him?
You know I went to law school with him?
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
I think he might have been in the class before me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great dude.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Genesis guy too. That band is fantastic.
Yeah.
I had the whole band in here. When was that? Like a month or two ago? And they played a bunch of tunes.
Al was awesome.
Great.
I mean, I have like I don't know 7 different connections to Al. Besides
Really?
the law school thing. He's actually Dan Wood, who plays in Mike's Cans band, plays keys.
Yeah.
Is Al's nephew. So there's another connection there.
Wow.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
Really weird.
Wow. I think we have some of the members of Seconds Out coming in tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Now wait a minute, you're doing music on multiple days now. You're doing whatever you don't.
Yeah, I got free reign. It doesn't matter.
Right,
I'm just happy to have guests. Doing a show in the middle of the day during the week. I'm just happy I get people to come in. I don't give a shit what they do.
You have anybody for tomorrow? I think I saw somebody going through the trash outside. I didn't realize we were at this level.
Yeah, we're pretty much at
I
that
knew you guys
level.
were booked like way in advance. Like it took me forever. You guys started doing this thing with Frank months ago.
Yeah, but you were supposed to come in early. You canceled on us once.
I got sick.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think so. And look, Frank's not really sick right
It's
now.
revenge.
It is. It's revenge. That's why he's not here.
Son of a
he's not
bitch.
sick.
Yeah,
Come
you see,
on.
everybody says, "Oh, Frank is the nice guy. He's
we
so
know
loving."
better.
Yeah, we definitely know better. I mean, you should see. You know how much he smacked me around when we were kids?
Really?
He used to beat the shit out of me.
That's.
I'm totally making that up. I couldn't even make it through.
The visual I got of that was actually really funny. Tell me more.
I'm trying to think now. I think there may be like 3 or 4 times he would smack me. I would never hit.
He's older?
What's that?
Frank's older?
Frank is 3 years older.
3 years older.
I know. I look older because I have a big white beard and the big Billy Joel eyes with the big bags under them. But
I haven't seen Frank in so long. I was
Oh,
excited
really?
to see him today. Yeah.
I wasn't.
Well, very brotherly thing to say.
I think he did smack me a little bit. I would never smack him when we were kids because the prune belly thing. I mean, he's fine these days. He doesn't really have many issues with it that I know of. But when we were kids, there were issues all the time. He was very fragile. So okay. I don't think I ever laid my hands on Frank. But I got an open hand slap from him.
You waited until you guys were like 30 to do it.
I don't even know if it was then. I think I'm overdue. So I think next week if he shows up,
again, that's probably why he's not here. He probably knew that the smack was overdue, and he's like, forget Joe. I don't want to get slapped from Tony. I'm not coming.
Yep.
Frank was my first
lay. Sorry.
Walked into that one. In the musical sense, yes, he was. He was running an open mic.
Oh, okay.
And that was the first time I ever played in front of people.
No kidding.
Yes. Over at Classy Coffee in Huntington.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he was running an open mic with, I think, John Struck, at the time.
Yep.
And it was like 2001 or 2002.
Wow.
And it was George Harrison's birthday. And my friend Mike and I, not Mike DeJesu, Mike Campbell, we had...
Mike Campbell from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
No.
Oh.
Not him either.
Damn it.
But damn, your musical knowledge is freaking ridiculous.
Sorry.
So we had 4 Harrison tunes prepared to go.
And you didn't know Frank. You heard about this open mic.
I live in Huntington. Right. We were going to go. I'm like, all right, I'm going to finally do this. I'm going to go sing in public. All right, George Harrison, I think I can do this. I think I can pull this off. We had like, Here Comes the Sun and My Sweet Lord and Give Me Love, like the popular ones.
Yeah.
And we walk in there, we sign up, and we sit and we're waiting for our turn. And Frank starts playing Here Comes the Sun for George's birthday. And then he does My Sweet Lord for George's birthday. And then he did the whole set.
All 4?
All right, that was our block for George Harrison's birthday. All right, now next coming up we have Joe DeJesu and Mike Campbell.
Oh, jeez. Did he actually say your name right?
No, probably not. Probably not. Because I probably didn't even write DeJesu. I probably wrote something else because I didn't want anybody to know it was me. And I'm like, we walk up there. I'm like, and he's like, just do it again. No, it's not a problem. Whatever. I'm like, all right, guys.
That was a good Frank impression, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
Just do it again. It's okay.
Anyway, we had to do the songs. I didn't know any other songs, and that was.
So what?
That sucked. It sucked.
It didn't.
It was terrible.
No way.
Terrible.
I refuse to believe that.
Could you imagine having to sit through those 4 songs and then having to sit through those 4 songs again?
At least they're good songs.
Yeah, you're a George fan, but if you're there to play Wonderwall or whatever,
Yeah.
So that sucked, and then for the next couple of years, a lot of my musical knowledge came from all those open mics.
Wow.
Watching Frank, playing with Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wow. So see, I'm sitting there
Learned a
saying
lot from Frank, and I plan on telling him this today, and if he was here, I would tell him.
Instead, you had to play sick.
Yeah.
See, and so now he misses out.
Now he misses out.
Yep.
Now I hope he's not listening. I hope he doesn't.
So wow. So Mike Del Judas has Frank to thank for his
or blame.
Yeah, true. No, we're gonna go with thank.
I just remember Frank always tuning people's guitars on the fly. People would come in, play whatever, and guitars go out of tune very easily, or people don't realize it, whatever. So he'll just be playing with them, and just, he'll know which one to turn.
Oh yeah.
Which one to be like.
He does. Yeah, his ear is incredible.
Yeah, great ear.
I've told the story before. I remember when I was in high school. I don't remember what it was, but we were doing, because I was in chorus, I was in the drama club, so we would do these performances, we would do things. So I don't remember what exactly this was, but it was some kind of chorus thing. And after the show, we're just sitting around, and there was a piano on the stage, I think for whatever chorus concert there was, but the piano's sitting there. But so now we're hanging out, the place is almost emptied out, and one of the popular songs at the time was Phil Collins' Separate Lives. You know that song, Separate Lives, Phil Collins? You know. No, that's Separate Ways.
Oh, okay.
Very good, though. Yeah, Separate Lives, Phil Collins. It was a slow ballad. It was him and some others. It was a female singer that he duetted with on this song. It was that was one of the popular songs at the time. And somebody asked him if he knew it. And I'll just never forget it, because he just sat there. Because he said, I don't. He goes, I've heard the song, I know the song, but I don't know it to play it.
Right.
But he just sat there, and he just started singing the song to himself, and he just started. All of a sudden, boom! He went into it and just played the song, and it just blew everybody away. Just like that, you can just come out with it.
Right.
That always stuck with me.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how those moments stick with you after certain just random things?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember at the Irish Cottage sitting there watching Frank and I think Tom Cavanaugh and maybe Neil doing like a Beatles trio thing, and just being in the crowd being like, I know this song, I wish I could be up there playing it with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
They just do like a whole Beatles block. Like, all right, well, let me watch and see what they're playing, because they probably know things that I can learn from.
Yeah, sure.
So
right.
Like I said, I learned a lot. Learned a lot from those open mics.
Which has led to, tell me what this is about, the John versus Paul project. What is that?
It's brand new. I can't wait for this.
Yeah?
I've been thinking about this for a really, really long time.
Okay.
Really long time.
Explain the whole thing.
I can't explain it because I don't really know how it's going to happen yet. But no.
All right.
The idea is there are a lot of Beatle tributes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some are really, really amazing. Some it just runs the gamut. Some dress up. Some do the accents. Some just specialize in the early stuff. Some specialize in the solo stuff. But I was like, you know what? John and Paul, people usually have a favorite Beatle.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's George, sometimes whatever. But there's always that argument of like which one of them was the leader, which one of them, I don't know. They made each other better. They were always, I guess, that conflict that they always would have. One would kind of up the other one after one would write one. I got to beat that. I got almost like the way that the Beatles had that with the Beach Boys.
Right.
So. And then through the solo career, then they would write songs about each other, or, diss each other, or
I was just reading the other day. That's because John in the late '70s, John was basically retired. He heard "Coming Up," and that inspired him to get back into the game.
Right, exactly. And then you could hear the influences that they had on each other, and they're like, "Let Me Roll It." It sounds like a John song.
Yes.
Or "Woman" could have been written by. That's such a Paul melody,
Mm-hmm.
So just so many things that intertwine them that I figured let's do something that kind of shows all of it, just kind of tells the whole story. They both had Christmas songs. We both,
Yeah, right.
And then a way to bring the crowd into it, be like, all right, we'll do these two songs. We'll do Rain and then Good Day Sunshine, right? One is right. So just there's so many, the possibilities are just endless with what you could do with stuff like this. So
are you actually going to talk to the audience and explain this stuff, or are you just playing the songs?
There's going to be some talk with the audience, which the drummer, Tom Christie, is going to kind of be like Ringo and almost narrate it. And talk about the songs and talk about the connections the songs have. And then get the crowd into it. You know, maybe ask which ones they might like better, which ones they prefer us to do. You got to come see it.
This almost sounds like a theater type show.
Yeah, that's the idea.
That's the goal?
That's really the idea.
So, and your drummer is like what he's going to say, this is all scripted out and stuff?
Not fully.
Okay.
Some of it is going to be scripted just to kind of get the ball rolling.
Okay.
And then the rest of it is going to be, let's see where the crowd goes from there.
Oh, wow.
So we have, the first show is November 24th at the Warehouse.
Oh.
It's a brunch thing. It's a Sunday brunch thing. It's like 12 o'clock, 12:30.
Really?
And then, yep. And we've sold a ton of tickets already for it. So there's a nice buzz around it.
I'm actually going to be in that area that morning.
So you got to come.
So yeah, that works out perfectly. So yeah, I'm gonna order some tickets. That sounds really cool. No, I don't believe in that. I like supporting.
Buy the VIPs then, all right?
Is there a VIP section at the Warehouse?
Yeah, there is.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
What is it, like front row?
I have no idea.
Oh, all right, I'll find out.
There might be some strippers. I don't know.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, that's me.
Right.
Yeah.
You are the stripper.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Sorry.
You're working that day. That's why you're in the area.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
But the thing is, when I strip, I pay them because nobody wants to see this. That sounds like a really cool. That's basically what Elio is doing in England. He explains. He thinks that Billy Joel is the greatest American singer-songwriter ever.
And then he makes the case for it.
Right. He explains. He'll play he'll play samples of songs that he's not playing in the show. So he'll just play it like the Leningrad intro.
Right.
And he'll explain certain piano pieces, and then he'll go into songs. But yeah, throughout the show, he's explaining various things.
It's a similar thing, but it's not going to be so music nerdy type of, and you know what I mean? It's not going to be in a way that's going to be off-putting to somebody who's not a musician. You know, I kind of want it to be for everybody.
Yeah,
so there'll be some stuff in there for musicians who'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Some stuff it's going to be like, you're going to be like, everybody knows that, you know.
Right.
But not a lot of people know.
I was going to say, not a lot of people
Right.
don't know that. Like the common, not the nerds like me that read all the liner notes. A lot of people don't know the stuff that I think is common.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're going to hope to make everybody happy, basically.
Nice.
And yeah, the goal is to get into some theaters. Yeah, like a seated show. It's going to be, you know, everybody is going to have things at their table to kind of, you know, maybe like some Lennon glasses or.
Oh, cool.
I don't know. We have different ideas that are brewing, but
okay.
Yeah.
Full band.
Full band. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and we have God, it's a great lineup.
Yeah.
So Tom Christie plays drums with Penny Lane.
Oh, okay. Now I know who you're talking about. Yep.
Dan Wood he's a lefty bass player.
Oh,
who
perfect.
who can sing, you know, McCartney stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We have Andrew Lubman.
I knew you were going to say Andrew Lubman.
Yeah.
Anything Beatles, that guy is in.
Yeah.
Man.
If you want to learn anything Beatle-wise, just go to his YouTube channel, and he just breaks down. I mean, literally to a T. Like,
yep.
You know,
it's freaky how well he nails it.
Yeah.
He was in here just at the beginning of the summer, and
of course he was.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he's in a ton of projects too.
Yeah.
So reached out to him, and he was into it. And then Michael also, who plays guitar with Godfrey Townsend. So he's doing all the lead guitar stuff. But we're kind of switching around. Like, I need to go on bass for a couple songs.
Sure.
Like Dan plays piano.
Right.
And Michael will go play piano on certain songs that, whatever, we just move around. You know, and Andrew's going to play some percussion stuff.
Oh, wow.
He's going to play sax. So we're going to do whatever gets you through the night. So one of the things that we have is the first number one that John had was Whatever Gets You Through the Night. And the first number one that Paul had was...
Another Day?
No.
Hang on. First number one Paul had.
You got this. What if I tell you the album?
Tell me the album.
I can't tell you the album.
Is it My Love?
No. Shit, what's the album?
Jet?
The one that he did with Linda. What the hell's the name? Ram.
Ram. Okay. So, not Uncle Albert. Really?
That was his first number one.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And he never performed it live.
Right. That
we
much
will.
I knew. Nice.
We're going to.
Okay.
Yeah. So that will be like one of the matchups. Uncle Albert versus Whatever Gets Through the Night.
You have to yell at Andrew Lubman because I just saw him with the AM/FM Time Machine.
Yes.
They played that song that night.
I'm not surprised.
But
because they have 7 great singers in that. But you know how hard that song is to pull off
live?
Oh,
yeah, man.
It's
I'm
2
not
songs.
a musician, and I know
it's
it.
2 songs. There's a million things going on. And it sounds like there's not a million things going on. There's a million things going on in that song.
And
That's
a
why
lot
Paul
of
never
high
does it.
notes.
Yeah. Yes. And we're doing Too Many People also.
Oh, cool.
Which, for obvious reasons, because he has digs at John in that song. I've only.
So then you play How Do You Sleep after that? Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Which is not a song I'm looking forward to singing, by the way.
Why?
It's just
too mean for you.
It's mean. It's
You're
so
like
mean.
Frank. You don't have a mean
I don't
bone in
want-
your
oh,
body.
I do, but I don't want to get up there and just start. Yeah, but it's.
But you have to, right? Because that's part of the story there. Yeah.
I just don't think it's a good song either. But that's
I like George's guitar solo in it.
great guitar solo.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, good call.
Wow.
Yeah, but Too Many People is a freaking
that's
great song.
Yeah, absolutely right. Wow. All right, so that's November 24th. So tonight, the Cans, and I'm just every time you guys play over there, it's something I have something going on. I'm in here tonight, so I can't make it.
You're hanging out with Marty Lyons. That's okay.
Well, yeah, that's this afternoon. Yeah, with that. Yeah, actually, about
You
an
here
hour.
all day?
I am here all day.
Oh, my God.
Well, yeah, I run this place, so
Right.
nothing goes on. I'm in here till usually at least 2:00 every day, but sometimes more like 3 or 4, and then I'm back at night. For the nighttime shows.
Right.
Yeah, but
Well, that's why you always have something going on because you're always here.
yeah, it's true. Either between this and comedy shows, yeah, that's the one downside of being in the business, because you want to go see your friends, you want to support your friends, and
Yeah.
you want to see these cool bands. And,
Yep.
and do you know? Well, you mentioned Tom Cavanaugh. He has this band Emerald Rising.
Okay.
They're freaking fantastic.
What are they? What?
It's I don't want to say it's metal, but it's definitely hard.
Okay.
The female, the singer, she's a female singer. Oh, what's her name? She does a Heart tribute.
Okay.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
Deanna something? Is that right? She's been in here too. So my apologies for forgetting your name, but she's tremendous. What a great singer! But it's her. Tom on guitar, John Laspina on drums.
Okay.
John Laspina, I've known my whole life.
Okay.
So I am dying to go see this band. I've been trying for years, and I just can't get to it. That's the downside. So many people you want to support and go see,
Right.
Even in the comedy world too, and but we're all playing on the same nights.
It's the same thing for musicians,
Right,
It's like
yeah.
if you're not working that night, then you probably have to be doing your other,
right,
or you want to be with your family, or you want to be
exactly. So one of these days. Plus the fact I just haven't seen Mike. I don't think I've seen Mike since the pandemic.
Really?
Yeah. During the pandemic, when you guys were doing all those protest shows, opening
Right.
us back
Yeah,
up.
yep.
That's the last time I saw Mike.
Oh my God.
Yeah, which is very bad.
That is bad.
I think he's happy about it, but I'm sad about it.
Why would Mike be happy about that?
I don't know, Mike. Yeah, I think I told you the story. Ever since years ago, his son. He's got what? 2 sons.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say it. We said it that day. Colby. I think he was 16 at the time. He recorded a song. I think he may have even written it. So, Mike and Christine, they emailed me the song, and it was an exclusive in here. We were the first to play it ever. For anybody to
You do that
hear.
a lot.
And I was honored and humbled and thanked them, and we played it, and it was actually very good. We enjoyed it, but twice in the song he curses. So we just joked around about that. Oh, 16-year-old kid cursing. We can't have that. Oh, my God. But then after that, in the same conversation, we were talking about how much we loved it, but they got upset that we made fun of him for cursing. And
Really?
And it's just it's never been the same. Mike and I were pretty tight for a while, just like you and I were.
That sucks.
That
totally sucks.
And I've reached out to them, and when they first told me, I said, "Come on, we were joking. It was obvious we were joking. We weren't picking on the kid." Christine was very upset. I've reached out a few times, and I'd reached out to Mike. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean anything by it. I'm just joking around. And he says, "Yeah, no problem. It's cool." But still, when I see him, he's a little distant. Christine, when I've seen her, she's all hugs and kisses, and she's great.
Okay.
But he's a little distant. So,
Really?
and then like sometimes if he's doing a porch thing or something live on Facebook, I'll comment, "Mike, what's happening?" He's reading all the comments. He skips right over me.
Really?
I'm like, okay, all right. I love the guy. But
You've told me this before?
I have to. In fact, I think I told you on one of these
shows
shows.
because I don't want to know this. Is that why?
You were actually very nice about it. You actually said to me, "I have never heard Mike say a bad word about you." You did say that to me.
Yeah.
Which
That
meant a lot, really. In all honesty, it meant a lot because I really have assumed this guy just hates me. He used to text me when the Cans were playing. Now I don't hear. I couldn't tell you last time. I mean, I'll tell you off the air. I mean, we were really tight. We were very close for maybe 2 or 3 years, and so I've always felt bad about it. Yeah,
that
so
sucks. I'm really
and actually, in all honesty, too, that's another reason why I feel bad about not going to see the Cans or not being able to make it, because I'm assuming that's the Cans would be a place where I would have access to them as opposed to Mulcahy's. I'm not getting backstage, like, and there's so many people around. I'm at the Paramount. There's so many people.
Right.
So I've always wanted to get to a Can show. One, because I've never seen it. One, to see you, but also, maybe get a chance to talk to them after. Hey, Mike, what the fuck?
Right.
But
well, I'm sure that time will come very soon. As soon as
Sure.
you can get a night off and you can come.
Yeah,
come
hopefully.
to any show that you can come to. I mean, like I said, I've never heard Mike say anything.
And again,
brought
yeah,
up
I
to me,
appreciate
so
that. But
maybe you just wrote a whole script right there. It's quite possible. It was probably something else you have no idea about that you did.
yeah, which is very possible because I do have a good habit of pissing people off. So anyway, Al Messina said, "Great fishing outside of Billy's house on Center Island." Do you know what that means? Did you guys go fishing and did you see?
I'm
Billy's
assuming
house?
that he's gone fishing and.
He's just pointing it out.
I've
okay.
never fished a day in my life. I wouldn't know.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll ask Al about that tomorrow.
Maybe it was an invite. I mean, I'll go.
Yeah.
You can teach me how to fish, and
that would be cool.
Maybe we can, stalk Billy while we're there.
And he'd be like, "That's the guy I played with. What the fuck?" Fremder, nice shirt. Come to think of it, you do look like a bottle of red. All right.
Ah.
Yeah. Ken Bichelle, I've also heard from a reliable source that Billy is anonymously on Facebook from time to time. Okay.
Wow. That retold page is something.
It really is something. It's a little too much sometimes. But yeah, I like the stuff when people post rare videos and recordings and stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff like that.
A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of it. It's the deep cut stuff.
Right. I'm a deep cut guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And then people post videos of them performing stuff, which is great. I like to see that too.
Absolutely. Personally, I think Billy's best work is not the hits.
I agree.
Like you said, She's Right on Time, which kind of not really a hit, but Until the Night, Half a Mile Away.
Right.
And, oh my God.
I always say that there are three people who, can sound like anybody, and that's a talent that I don't think is appreciated enough. And I think part of the reason is because you almost have to have your own identity to make it as an artist. Like if Steven Tyler is singing, it's Steven Tyler. He's not really changing his tone much.
Right.
I mean, he sounds different in the 70s than he did in the late 80s.
Yeah,
and
but
90s.
you can still tell it's the same person.
It's just that he's got his own signature sound.
Right.
And to me, he's the best ever.
Oh, what a
ever.
great singer.
When it's Steve Perry. When it's whatever. You don't know when it's Billy Joel sometimes.
No, you're right.
Because he's trying to sound like... And that talent to do that is underappreciated, I think.
Nobody has ever said... I mean, yeah, you can tell what he's emulating, but nobody has ever said, like nobody's ever dismissed him as being this cheap, bad imitation guy.
Right.
I mean, he's Say Goodbye to Hollywood. He's emulating a female.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And
it works.
It's his own song.
Right.
He's never, as far as I know, I don't think he's been sued for a copyright thing.
Right. Well, Say Goodbye to Hollywood, he's trying to sound like...
he can copy a genre, but he's not... But musically, he's usually writing songs that are better than the people that he's emulating.
Right.
I mean, I don't think there's a Righteous Brothers song that I like better than Until the Night.
Well, right. That's what I was about to say. The Righteous Brothers then went and recorded the song. Ronnie Spector then went and recorded Say Goodbye to Hollywood with Bruce Springsteen, the E Street Band, backing her.
Right.
So that's how good he is at what he's doing.
I like Running on Ice better than anything that I've heard. And I know that's probably not a popular opinion, but that's just... So the fact that he could... And Mike has that ability too, where he could sound like... we were doing a gig at the Paramount one day, and Kevin James got up, and they were doing a Neil Diamond song. And all of a sudden I heard Neil Diamond's voice coming from backstage, and I'm like, what the... And it was Mike coming out. I'm like... He can sound like Led Zeppelin one day, and then he sounds like Neil. I mean, he can sound like he actually does one of the horn parts in. Next time you see us do scenes, he's actually doing one of the horn parts himself. On the mic, yes,
really.
And it sounds exact. I think it's the trombone part, if I'm not mistaken, but it sounds exactly like the freaking trombone. Like it's
my goodness,
it's ridiculous. And McCartney's the other one that can sound like. I feel it can sound like anybody.
Yes.
Like
there's so many different types of songs that he's, you know.
If you listen to the White Album, going from Why Don't We Do It in the Road to I Will, to think that that's the same person. That's,
right.
No, why don't we do it in the
Yeah.
Who knows? It's just totally different tone, totally different.
Right. Then you throw in Martha, My Dear, which is a nice, you know, good pop
right.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always think, and I said it before, that I think that talent doesn't get appreciated enough to be able to have that many different tones in your voice and to sing that well in so many different. How can you do that? You have one voice box. How are you able to make so many?
Right.
You know.
Well, and I mean, the voice that Mike Del Giudice has, man, it's unbelievable. Such a talented, beautiful voice.
It's frightening.
Yeah,
it would
really
it would
is.
be frightening if he just sang one way that good.
Right.
But to be able to, you know, just like the pitch control of his voice and that tone differential. Is,
Yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, let me read some more comments because I want to get. The man brought his guitar. We're just sitting here talking.
Oh my God.
Ken Purcell, naively listen to Instant Gratification and tell me you didn't think that Joe wrote Every Night. Yeah, you're right. It is that. You know, we're sitting here talking about Mike. There's an immense talent right here. It's a great that album's great. It really is. Nice job. Absolutely.
You know what the worst thing is when somebody listens to your whole album and they tell you that their favorite song is the cover that you did. And that's happened a couple of times. It's like the movie Yesterday when he's just out there, he's just playing every beat, and then he tries to sneak one of his own in there, and everybody's like, "That sucked. What was that?" Joe, I love your album, but the best song is Every Night. That's a real catchy one.
Man, I wish somebody big would cover that.
Right.
Jeff Bosey, great to see Joe again in there. Al Messina, we're just a big musical family here.
Indeed.
Yep. Fremder, Tony and Frank, my two favorite thumbs. Yes. I think we look like a baby's bottom, personally.
I'm on my way, by the way. It's going to happen soon.
Really?
I keep telling Ari and Lyric, and they're just like, no, can't, don't do it. I'm like, well, it's kind of like a rite of passage with the band, you know?
There you go, yeah.
TJ's going to be the last one, I'm assuming. But
TJ's never cutting that hair.
Would you?
Exactly. What a badass guitar player that man is.
All of them, all these people that I get to play with. I'm just like, I'm the luckiest guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's sick. He is absolutely sick.
Tony being a stripper, I should have known he did work the pole at Club Verizon. Yeah. Bad Animals is the name of the Heart tribute. Thank you, Ken Pichel.
Okay.
Ken Pichel also wants some jam trivia.
Jam trivia? Who's going to do that? You?
I don't know. I didn't bring anything.
I don't have any.
The last time I saw a Heart tribute band, I sat in section A1C. Mickey Delaney's watching. The last time I saw the Cans, I sat in section DD.
I don't know what there are sections.
A1C. That's the Heart. A1C.
Okay.
And then section DD, double D, Cans.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. And Carol's watching too. Hi, Carol. All right. So, I mean, there's so much to talk about with Joe. Always great when he comes in here. But we have 10 minutes left. We got to get some music. So,
all right.
Is that all right? I mean, you did bring it.
I brought it.
Cool.
I brought it.
Let's see. I told the story in here yesterday, but I'll tell it actually Tuesday, but I'll tell it again. I had a superhero moment in here the other day where I killed a plague wing, or a nightmare buzz demon.
Somebody's been stalking my Facebook.
It's what I do. Joe was saying that those lantern lantern flies.
I don't know, but they're just I don't know.
Either way, the name is too nice.
They look too pretty.
Right.
You know, I don't want to be teaching my kids to just go around smashing insects. I know that we're supposed to be, but they look really nice, and the name is just not scary enough.
Right. So, and I agree. So Joe suggested we call it either a plague wing or a nightmare buzz demon. So I was in here the other day walking down the hallway, and I feel a little sensation on my hand, and I look, and there's one sitting on my hand. And I was like, oh! So I just went like this. The thing flew into the air, and then I went, pow! And I smacked it, and I hit it, and the thing fell and died. I'm like...
Was this after you asked it to be on the show, and it said no?
Yeah, right.
So actually, somebody Murder Hornets, right?
Murder Hornets.
You don't hear about them anymore.
Yeah,
because they're called Murder Hornets. They had a good name, and we got rid of them.
That's it. It's true.
Somebody commented on my post. I think it was Cass that did that, who's also in Mike's band, in the original band. The female voice in Mike's original band. She's a great singer. I don't have anything prepared, by the way. I'm just going to tune for the next 10 minutes. I don't. I don't know what
well,
I brought it. I could,
You have a choice, and it's anything you want, an original or every night, since we've been talking about that song all day. Or maybe
really?
both.
I'm so not warm. It's still the morning. I haven't had water.
You rock stars.
Every night I just wanna go out, get out of my head.
Hey, you have water.
Every day I don't wanna get up, get out of my bed. Every night I wanna play out, and every day I wanna do. But tonight I just wanna stay in and be here with you.
Frank sang backup on this.
And be with
you. On the record. Yes, he did.
And he could now if he was here.
Could.
time. Every night I lay on a pillow, just resting my mind. Every morning brings a new day, and every night that day is through. But tonight I just wanna stay in and be here with you, and be with you.
Remember this part? I have to stand up about that.
And be with you.
Well done, pal. Well done. All right, now,
rough.
Don't put that guitar down.
Okay.
We got a lot of Joe DeJesu fans here. Ken Pichelle is screaming for track 7 or track 2, and then he says track 9.
I think that was track 9. Number 9?
We'll have to find out then. Let's see. Joe DeJesu. DeJesu.
You see the unplugged version that we threw in there?
Yes. Yes.
Geek
I
out
do.
on that. I have to go over these songs for tonight. I haven't done them in so long. We should play Name That Tune.
Oh, that would be great. Let's see. Oops. All right. Why can't I find the album? I wanted to see what. Now you're talking. All right, let's see. So track 9. Yeah, track 9 was every night. Okay, so what did you say? Track 2? Track 2, track 7. So track 7 is Putting Myself Together. Track
Right.
2 is Original. You really don't know this?
I know because they have an inside joke with track 7 being Putting Myself Together. That's
oh, okay.
God, I haven't done I really should come prepared. It's terrible.
You should see this. All right, this is your assignment with DeJesu. When you're doing a can show, you should tell him, check out this song I just heard, and stick in one of your originals, and he'll be like, "Oh, that's awesome. Let's play it tonight."
Yeah, right.
I'm telling you, it'll happen.
I don't have that in me to do that. I'm too shy. But what happens is with all these different bands and all these projects, I don't remember the song. Like unless we're gigging regularly, I don't remember the songs. I have to actually practice the songs. Like
Like a Beatle, you just pulled every night out of your ass.
Out of my
like,
head.
Dude, it sounded like you just played it yesterday too. Like.
Well, I got the chords right, which is good.
That's always a good thing. Yeah.
But my own, like I say, I didn't recognize my own song before. It
That
sucks,
was so funny.
To do like Mike's songs every 2 months. Like I have to go over them again because you learn other stuff and then you lose. My memory sucks.
Wow.
My memory's almost full.
That was good. That was good.
So that's why I'm like kind of going over songs for tonight right now. I should be practicing these songs I have to play tonight.
Oh, let's do that. Play a DeJesu song. Have you ever covered Mike?
My family did once. We did Let Go.
Okay.
We did like during the Jamley shows. We did that. Had them doing harmonies. Hey, I don't want to do one of Mike's songs. It's like, oh.
All right, anything you want.
This is what it sounds like when it's done badly.
Not badly. Stop that.
Let's see. What should I do? I really don't know.
Ken Pichelle says Marianne Stone began the track 7 thing, and Todd Greenstein. Speaking of winning the lottery.
Oh right.
That son of a bitch.
Wow, pretty cool, right?
That's very cool. Very cool.
How do I do that? I need to do that.
Yeah, absolutely right.
All right, I'll do track 7.
Cool.
It's gonna not be good. It's high in the chorus.
You can do it.
I was broken. I couldn't find my words to say. My heart just sunk to my feet. I had to run away. And I can't explain anything anymore, but I belong to you. My whole body was numb. I stared at the floor and ran my fingers through a dress you once wore. And now it's lying there on my bedroom floor. Does it belong to you?
Alright, there's a high part. But it's dead.
Wherever you are, I know that you're not too far. I've been putting myself together. I'm taking my time before I leave you behind. I've been wondering why I let her take all my pride. I believe there'll come a time to give it up and walk away.
have to jack verse chords, by the way.
I do hear that actually a little bit.
Saturday night and you're still hanging around. You're not too far from me. Said I've been putting myself together, taking my time before I leave you behind. And I've been wondering why I let her take all my pride. I believe there'll come a time to give it up and walk away.
See, I knew you could do it. That was
it's
fantastic.
too early to sing the high notes right now.
Putting myself together, Joe DeJesu. Nice call, Ken Purcell, to put that one, to get that one going. Very nice.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me, Tony.
My pleasure, pal. Always a good time with you.
Always. Back to the roots.
Absolutely. And I wish, I wish we, spent more time together, pal.
Well,
It's
we
always
should.
good to
We
hang.
should.
Yeah. Li Lady says, "Great show, gentlemen." Thank you, Li Lady.
Yes, thank you.
Do we know who that is?
I
don't.
I don't know.
But whoever you are, thanks for watching.
Show yourself.
Yeah, please. All right, so tonight, 89 North, right?
Yep.
Go see Joe and the Cans tonight with Michael Del Judas, of course. November 24th at the Warehouse, the John versus Paul project. Anything else you want to push while you're here?
I can't think of any right now, but
All right. Joe DeJesu Music, right? That's the...
well, that's gone.
Oh.
Thanks to Facebook, got rid of. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what the hell happened with that, but
but you didn't have that on Instagram also? Or is that gone
That's
too?
on Instagram.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But
All right.
Yeah, the John vs. Paul band actually can follow on Facebook. Just
Oh, okay.
Under John vs. Paul.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's easy enough. Very
Until
nice.
Facebook gets rid of that one.
Yeah, right, exactly. I got maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I got a notification from Facebook. Maybe it's some kind of spam or some kind of con game. I don't know, but I got a notification, a copyright infringement, which I get all the time on here. Various music between
on the Govs, or your...
between all the shows, somebody's violating something.
Right.
But it actually said you played 0 seconds of copyrighted music.
Zero.
That's what it actually said.
Did you take a screenshot of that?
I actually did. I actually showed it on here.
You should absolutely post that because that's the ridiculous stuff that Facebook does. It did it to me too. It was like you violated community standards. Here's how you did that. We can't tell you.
Yeah,
it said something like ridiculous like that. Like what?
I actually tried to call Facebook to fight them. First of all, it took me.
You can't. There's nobody to call.
Well, that was the thing. So it took me. I think it was. No joke, no exaggeration. I think it was 3 or 4 hours just to find a phone number, which I did find. And then you get all the prompts for this department, press 1. For this department, press 2. To speak to somebody, press 8. Hit 8. To speak to a customer service representative, press 8. I pressed it. The next prompt. Sorry, Facebook does not have customer representatives, and they disconnect you.
I mean, it's the most ridiculous. It has to be intentional just to screw with people.
Totally intentional.
To speak to a customer representative, press 8. We don't have customer representatives.
And then they disconnect you.
What?
Yeah, it was.
I think this is made. It's real. It's completely real.
It sounds like a bad movie, but yeah, it's totally real. Totally real.
Spinning wheels nightmare. You saw the letter that Zuckerberg just wrote, right?
Yes.
I don't want to. I mean, I really came in here to talk politics. But
yeah, right, exactly.
But that, yeah.
All right, so Ken Pichelle is still going on about how much he loves your album.
Thank you, Ken.
Mickey wants to know where Frank was. Yeah, Frank's fiance tested positive for COVID, so Frank decided to stay home because Frank has a very bad immune system. So what better thing to do than stay home so he can increase his chances of getting it? So Carol Miner says that was wonderful. Ken Pichelle, Still Mine. Talk about a Beatles-sounding song. All right. And Rothney, see you tomorrow. Enjoy your day. Thank you, Ann. You too. Yeah, we do have to get out of here because I need to get ready for Marty Lyons, who's recording something in here. So let me get through some announcements real quick. Like we told you, September 7th, the Nassau County PAL Special Needs Unit is putting on a hang on. Hello, sir.
Hey, buddy, we're here.
All right, give me 2 seconds and I'll open the back door.
Yeah, we're just admiring the view.
I'm sure it's beautiful back there. I'll be right there. All right. So
he doesn't even know why that's funny.
So yeah, he has no idea.
You're gonna open. No, I'm talking about you.
Oh,
you're gonna open the back door.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the lovely view.
Of your back door.
Well, of course, it smells a little bit, but so we actually have Marty Lyons. Just like we're making Marty Lyons wait outside while I finish my show. So yeah, Special Needs Unit garage sale. All the proceeds go to the Nassau County Special Needs Unit. Jeff Bosey, September 14th. I'm going to do this as quick as I can. Knockem Dead Comedy with the Murder Mystery. Knockem Dead Comedy with the Game Show. Gov's Comedy Club podcast. We have a show October 5th. We have another show November 2nd. We have another Murder Mystery in December. And then real quick, where is it? Where's my graphic? Oh, so Joe, who has a very beautiful wife. Tell her I said hello, by the way.
I will.
She's awesome. I love your
You
wife.
probably just did.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Eri is great. She's beautiful. She's funny. She's a great singer in her own right. Yeah. So she's wonderful. Please say hello. But also, August 29th, 1998, me and Lisa got married. So today is our anniversary. We had a little, our little interlude there. But, we've been back together for almost 2 years. So, and we were never officially divorced. So it counts. It counts.
I was going to say, did you get back together on this day?
No.
Okay. So you have to have a new, now you get 2 anniversaries.
Yeah, I guess like I said, the divorce was never finalized.
Right.
It was actually about to be, right around the time we were when we were thinking about getting back together, talking about it. I was getting phone calls from the lawyer saying, it's going to be done any day. It's on the docket. And then, a few months later, I had to call up. Is it still on the docket?
Withdrawn.
Yeah. I said, can you? And that cost us even more money.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't it?
So happy anniversary, says Al. Thank you very much. Ken Pichelle, Comedic Murder. That's right. All right. We got to get out of here. Joe DeJesu. Hope to see you again real soon, pal. Always a lot of fun with him.
Always fun.
Today is Thursday, so we have Circling the Drain tonight at 7, and then Nick Greystone, Primal Scream, tonight at 8 o'clock. And then we'll see you back here tomorrow with Andy, Al Messina, Frank Cafora, and anybody else possibly from the band Seconds Out. All right, we'll see you. Everybody have a great... Whoops, that's the wrong graphic. Where's my graphic?